It hurts. Harry was robbed of the most precious by Meghan Markle, freedom. According to a royal expert, Harry will never have freedom. The freedom that he had as a royal, in fact, was the very thing he supposedly left the royal family to go in search of. Miss Roberta Tweedy explains, while he may in theory be free to do as he pleases, when he pleases, financial considerations will always have to come first. If he or his wife fail to earn the necessary amount to live in the manner in which they've become accustomed to, they are far from free. Mr. Micawber's advice to David Copperfield sums it up perfectly. Annual income, £20. Annual expenditure, £19, 19 shillings and 6 pence. Result, happiness. Annual income, £20. Annual expenditure, £20, ought and 6. Result in misery. Nightmares start when you can't pay your bills, when debts mount up and you aren't reliant on getting paid work. For them, this seems to be proving ever more difficult, if only because they can't come up with the ideas that appeal to Netflix and Spotify. Yes, Pearl is a possibility, but the company isn't rushing into production and wants storylines. It seems that it's so devoid of ideas that she's asking for her followers to come up with suggestions, just as she is asking the same people for details of their humanitarian actions, so she can use them in some future project with the writers having no rights to their stories at all. Harry's book? Well, if the Queen's lawyers are on the case, no names, no pack drill, and that will render the book toothless and probably far from a blockbuster. But even if it were to do as well as the publishers obviously expect and earn them a great deal of money, the £29 million is a 4-book deal, not just for the first ghost-written biography. M has to produce her wellness book, and it has to make a profit. He has his second to write, allegedly to be published after Prince Charles is on the throne, and then there's another from his wife, subject not clear. Only after all 4 are A, published, and B, successful will they get the full amount, and that might be some years into the future. In the meantime, they are beholden to their cash flow, and rumors are that it is a very poor at present, though that could of course be wrong and they are doing very nicely, thank you. However, even if today all is well, they have this same problem for the rest of their lives, and their success will depend on their day-to-day activities. They will have to work for every penny. And from what I've observed, they seem a lazy pair who would prefer everything given to them on a silver platter. So had they remained in the royal family, yes, they would have had to do about 200 engagements a year, some very enjoyable and others less so, but they would have been financially secure. They would have had their offices, their houses, and their staff paid for. They would have traveled first class at no expense to them, and when not on duty could have led a private life, just as the Queen, Charles, and Camilla, and William, and Kate, and all the other royals do right now. For the duo, too late. They can't go back, and the rest of the existence will be spent scrubbing around for cash, prepared to sell their souls to anyone who thinks they might be worth a bob or two, some freedom. Meanwhile, Harry and Meghan are speechless, but having spoken of the terrible state of the world, considering Harry is no longer a working royal, I don't understand why they feel the need to have a press release. Doesn't he understand that no one is interested in how he feels about anything any longer? He will jump in somewhere, anywhere, if he thinks there's a money-making venture involved. And I'm sure their statement is suggesting donations for charities. I wonder if it would be via Archwell, where they get 95% of what's donated. That is a bragging about themselves again. It is this couple versus the unfortunate. They are comfortable, secure, and safe from the horrible state of the world. It's a pattern that I've often seen from celebrities, at least millionaires. They talk and command action from the public. It is not as easy now as it used to be due to the lack of funds. However they talk to us, it's strange too. It reminds me of a child receiving a lecture of correction from a parent. The parent has an enormous amount to say, emphasizing certain points and stating what needs to be done to resolve the problem. It is always the child's fault. It is never the adult's. Talking down to someone does not lead to helpful results. Just listing where to donate without their out-of-pocket donations is a lost cause. It shows no effort from them. I would have been surprised and speechless if they would have donated first before asking others. They are never speechless. I know they are on maternity leave, but they've been very busy and someone leaks info daily. How many people are hired, who's left, who will be helping, announcements on the radio about the bench book on Father's Day in June. A couple of weeks after giving birth and the announcement of Harry's new book and the baby's new name, the argument over the baby's name, the announcement of Pearl for Netflix, new announcement on the Invictus Games, dates and possible trip back to the UK for the bigger celebration for Diana, the UK trip to see the unveiling of the statue in July. A new era of visibility. What exactly does that mean? Oh, I know. They're going out and about more, delivering food, planting flowers, and laying wreaths. Perhaps they're going to release pictures of the so far invisible children. I'm sure we regular folk can relate to Apollo playing Prince. He wants us to donate to his causes where only 5% of our donations go to the cause. The rest he will buy for hay for the horses. Show me the lawsuit, I say. The Montecito duo treats the public as if we are gullible fools. If they're not suing Omid and Carolyn for invasion of privacy, then my hands are tied to assume that they had a big hand in revised version of a Finding Freedom book. Their fingerprints are all over it. Does he think he's still in the UK? Do Americans even know what polo is? What an entitled prick. Gets all his flights, hotel stay, expensive food, and wine, gets to play his favorite cruel game, and then goes back to telling us all how to live and what to think. Centiball is running at a loss, and no wonder if this is how Fredo uses it for his personal expenses. Oh, please, like it wasn't expected. Yes, I expect Harry's upset as he did lose friends there. However, again, for them to talk of these things while sat in a very secure private mansion is ridiculous. For a start, if you're speechless, then you don't say anything. So that was bollocks, wasn't it? Second, don't call on everyone else to help whilst doing sod all yourself. They should be taking in refugees, have so many spare bedrooms, paying for flights for some of those that need to escape. They have more money, more than enough. Or they could go to Haiti and help people out. Practice what you preach or shut up. Don't tell those of us not living in mansions and worried about how to afford a major car repair what we are feeling and what we need to do. Especially when you just received a huge book advance and you're keeping it all for yourself. They don't have to fix their car so they can get to work. They can afford a new one. They don't go to work. Instead, she sits behind a huge desk wearing a sweater of cashmere with her dog on a bed that costs more than the bed of someone can afford for their children who are outgrowing their crib. Stop speaking and do. Go to Haiti and help. Go to a center and register people for their COVID shot. Don't sit behind your protective walls away from all the risks and fears we all live with and tell me what I need to be doing. I've had enough of all those with so much wealth that they don't share and want to preach at me. I'm supposed to get down in the trenches and get my hands dirty, put my family at risk all for the greater good. Time for the couple and others of their ilk to put up or shut up. I'm tired of listening.